I reached out to Xbox fans and gamers out there. What third-party multi-plat releases could get people hyped for the coming Xbox Game Showcase, or just feel hyped after watching it? Because after that state of play that PlayStation did last week, it's a tough act to follow. They showed stuff like Resident Evil 4 Remake, Street Fighter 6, and Final Fantasy 16, and that list is going to keep piling up because the Summer Game Fest kickoff show is this Thursday. There's a lot of cool stuff that gets shown in those shows, and Xbox used to do that, so what are some of the games that could get folks hyped up? And stay tuned because we're going to be watching the Summer Game Fest as well as the Xbox Showcase later this week. But Felix Stone. I want to put Felix Stone's comment here first because he brings up Bandai Namco. Something from Bandai Namco, whatever their next big game is, which is true. Elden Ring kicked ass for them, you know, but maybe what's next for them. But I bring up his first because we have no idea what the big, like, tentpole release for Ubisoft and EA is this year. And we're going to find out what one of those is right now. Now, the Jakester brings up a list of things, but one of those big tentpole releases I'm talking about is from EA, which is the Dead Space remake. Now, we know that this game is coming out in January of next year. If you didn't, now you do. You're welcome. Subscribe. But there isn't any other, like, big EA games this year. There isn't a Battlefield. There isn't a Battlefront. There isn't, we're going to get to another game that's going to be next year. But, there isn't that big marketed thing. And EA currently doesn't have a big event planned, for this June. So maybe this is where they show another trailer for Dead Space Remake. Plus, EA tends to lean towards the Xbox side of things whenever they do market their games. They showed off pretty much every one of their big holiday releases there. But speedrunning a few of these, Jakester also lists a few things like Red Dead Redemption 2, the next gen patch. I actually thought of that myself, Jake, and I agree. Like, this could be the spot because it's been a long ass time. But unfortunately, Rockstar usually stays away from Xbox events. So honestly, I don't think this Red Dead 2 patch or Grand Theft Auto 6 will show up here. But I mean, they could. And if they did, it would get people hyped. He also says Alan Wake 2. And that is a possibility. I just feel like that's 2023, but they could. But new BioShock, that would blow people's minds because we know it's in development. We just haven't heard anything from it since they have just basically said by word of mouth, hey, we're working on a new BioShock, but they never officially got revealed or anything like that. But what about actual partners? Hyrule Link Warrior has a comment about Replaced, which if you didn't know, Replaced did get pushed back, I think, to next year. I know it got pushed back in some form because every freaking game does these days. But that was going to be an exclusive to Xbox for a bit, I think, an indie game that looks fantastic. But just because he mentioned Replaced, I just want to shout out also things I mentioned previously, like Exomecha, Somerville, Slime Rancher 2, Party Animals. These are all indie or AA games that will be exclusive to Xbox that they could show. But Joey Strike, who is a lovely patron, I get to chat with on our Discord about Elden Ring a lot. Gonna fight that dragon today. But yeah, if you want to support the channel, please check out Patreon. That's the sponsor. There is no sponsor to any of my videos yet. I'm small, so consider doing that if you want to chat with me on Discord and have game nights. But Joey brings up Platinum Games and their revival of a certain project that was canceled. I've brought that up before, Joey. I really hope that happens, especially with the talk that was happening about it earlier this year or late last year. But pie in the sky hope, man, but I hope so. And people would freak out, honestly. They just see Platinum Games and be like, oh. Keighley 8 has some interesting ones here. There's Arc 2. Arc 2 that's not a first-party game. We're basically just talking about non-first-party stuff that could be shown at this show. Because, yeah, Arc 2 is a Xbox exclusive. That's going to be a thing. That's the one with, Vin Diesel and the animation that they showed at the Game Awards. But he brings up another potential shocker. Monster Hunter World 2. Capcom tends to market a lot of their games through PlayStation, but we could see, there's some Capcom things that have happened at Xbox. They've revealed Devil May Cry 5 through Xbox, but maybe Monster Hunter World 2. Maybe. That'd be really dope. I know a lot of people love that game, and that would get folks pretty gosh darn hyped in terms of a JRPG style of a thing. I really did write this in a perfect way to transition because speaking of JRPG things, Shard Cabin. That is a name. Shard Cabin and a lot of other people were bringing up Final Fantasy VII Remake coming to Xbox. And absolutely, I don't personally think that would be, especially like the fanboys, the flag wavers, all that stuff. They're going to be like, oh, well, we already had that on PlayStation earlier. Great, good for you. But it's really cool if you're on Xbox and just haven't played the game yet, and that's your preferred console, and boom, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I, for some reason, can never envision this game coming to Xbox. I really can't, even though it's supposed to. But that'd be great. Tito Canales had a few more that I think one of these in particular is really promising. And that is Hollow Knight Silksong. He says Hollow Knight too, but that's Silksong. We have not seen Silksong anywhere, and every time there's an indie world for Nintendo, it never shows up. This is editing, Kibiji. Yeah, Silksong isn't coming to Xbox. It is coming to PC in ways, though. So, I don't know. They could announce it for the Microsoft Store, maybe? Question mark. Hopefully. But some other bigger ones he says is Dead Island 2. I think that came up once or twice in the comments, and I feel like Dead Island 2 and Beyond Good and Evil 2 are just two games that will forever be in development. Like, we will just never actually see those games come out, but you never know, which we're going to talk about Ubisoft in a second. He also brings up Jedi Survivor, which I think that is a possibility. We just got that revealed at the Star Wars Celebration, but, they showed Jedi Fallen Order gameplay at the Xbox event, because, again, EA likes to show their tentpole holiday releases. The only issue with this, though, is that Jedi Survivor is next year, so it could. This video is just about the coulds, and if it did happen, people will get excited. But I just also don't want this show, and I'm sure I'm not alone here, let me know, to just be 2023 releases. It could be a hype show if they do that, but just have it balanced, have like a third or half 2022 and the other half 2023. That's fine. Now, Tito brings up Diablo 4, which I want to bring up kind of a point about Activision Blizzard. That deal is not closed yet. And once it is, Xbox essentially is the third-party showcase, because at that point, there'll be Xbox, Bethesda, Activision, Blizzard. It's going to be insane when that happens. But will any Activision Blizz stuff show up here? They're supposed to be at the Game Awards. They're supposed to be at Summer Game Fest this Thursday. They could probably show stuff there, but just hypothetically, I think that's a bit of a dangerous ground, because the deal hasn't closed yet. So if they market anything there, people have to just acknowledge that they're literally just marketing it there. That's all they're doing. It's not them saying it's coming to Game Pass. It's not this or that. Yeah. If Activision and Blizzard did show up, Diablo 4, absolutely. I think that's even supposed to come out this year or early next year. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, that's supposed to be revealed this week, or it already was if you watch this, and Overwatch 2. Those are three very big releases that are coming out from Activision Blizzard. So they could show up here. I just think that's dangerous ground if they do, because they're on legal grounds right now. So they have to be careful how they do that. But some of the things I didn't see people bring up that would get me personally excited, I'm hoping I'm not alone. Let me know in the comments if I'm not. But Fall Guys. Fall Guys looks like it's going to be showing up at Summer Game Fest show this Thursday, because you see Mediatonic on the guests or something like that. But this could be a neat spot to just, remind people that Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members get an exclusive outfit. For the first 3 months, they get exclusive outfits. And that'd be really cool to see. This spot just not only remind people it's coming to Xbox, but also here's a little outfit. Be brief, though. It's like a 1-minute quickie thingy. But another one that is, oh my God. Everybody that played this game, it looks like, played the previous one, would be stoked to see Plague's Tale Requiem. The people that played Plague's Tale really seem to enjoy it. It's not the perfect game, but they would be happy to see more, and we're going to get more with a sequel, Requiem, which is going to be a day one on Game Pass, and I will be stoked to see them drop the release date for this game. But earlier I said Ubisoft. Ubisoft showed Far Cry 6 last year at the Xbox Game Showcase, which they didn't need to, but they did. And Ubisoft doesn't have any show planned, just like EA. EA and Ubisoft are completely absent from Summer Game Fest shenanigans or just Summer Showcase shenanigans. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. That's supposed to come out this year. I don't believe it is. I really believe that's a 2023 game. But if it is supposed to be this year, they got to show some gameplay of it. This could be the spot. Ubisoft is no stranger to be on Xbox shows, and neither is EA. And I really think those two would be potential partners to this show. Pie in the sky, like absolute pie in the sky. I mentioned Beyond Good and Evil 2. I don't think that's going to happen. New BioShock. I don't think that's going to happen, but that would blow people's minds. But other two things that has not been said by anybody, Dragon Age, Dreadwolf. That's Dragon Age 4 or whatever. They confirmed the title recently. They said they're going to talk about it later this year. I don't see it showing up at this show, but it could. It could. They said they're going to talk about it later this year, though. So I have a feeling maybe EA has other plans later this year. And Dragon Quest 12. Dragon Quest 12 was revealed, I think, sometime last year. A lot of people are thinking if it follows a similar timeline to the last game, it could release in 2023, potentially, if not 2024. Maybe. But those are pie in the sky hopes. I have a list of games next to me that I did not bring up, so I want to see if you can guess which of the games on this list that I am looking at that I did not mention could have been in this video. Let me know that in the comments. In terms of the non-first party stuff, let me know that answer in the comments, not your thoughts, your answer in the comments. And I'll see you at Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Game Showcase this week.